Go for it, rug buddy. Ruggy.
Ruggy?
We should get commemorative doormats made for this game.
Not rugs?
You've made it across the wasteland and the warp and the dead marshes and all of space and time and into the Elder Dragon Social Club, where this episode, it is a Universes Beyond Showdown. We are taking the winning decks from previous 4 Universes Beyond episodes and pitting them head to head to head to head in a battle for your entertainment. But before we get into it, a quick reminder that if you want to get yourself any of these decks or singles from them for whatever you might be brewing up, head on over to show sponsor Card Kingdom. Please go to cardkingdom.com/EDSC to let them know that we sent you, and it's helpful to us for you to let them know that we sent you. Also, it is helpful if you want to support us directly at our Patreon at patreon.com/loadingreadyrun or by becoming a member on this YouTube channel. And I also want to mention store.loadingreadyrun.com, where you can get sleeves, Magic the Gathering sleeves from our friends at Dragon Shield, who are also a sponsor of this very show, makers of fine accessories and sleeves. So, without any further ado, that was the ado, now it's the further. It's time for gameplay. Let's head on over to see some Universes Beyond.
And here we are. It's myself, Serge, Ben, and Kathleen. Serge, what are you playing today?
Ooh, I got Dr. Madison Lee. This is a 3-mana 2/3 human scientist for a blue, a red, and a white. Basically a planeswalker. I got so many abilities. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, gain 1 energy. Tap and spend 1 energy. Target creature gets +1/+0 and gains trample and haste until end of turn. Pay 3 energy, draw a card, tap and pay 5 energy. Return target artifact card from a graveyard to your battlefield tapped.
Is that better or worse than Deathrite Shaman?
Deathrite Shaman only costs 1. Plus, this says your graveyard.
That's true.
This took longer to read.
That's true.
Worse.
So that must mean it's better, right? If we're going by...
More words, more power.
That has a lot of words for a not green
Thank
card.
you. I like this. I like this short novel I picked as my commander here. What you got?
Well, speaking of green cards, I'm playing the 13th Doctor. She is a 2/2 Time Lord Doctor for 1 green and a blue who has Paradox, which is whenever I cast a spell from anywhere other than my hand, I put a 1/1 counter on target creature. And then Team TARDIS, at the beginning of your end step, untap each creature you control with a counter on it. So I'm getting things like Pseudo-Vigilance. But because I'm so special, I get 2 commanders. I got Yasmin Khan, who is my companion, my doctor's companion. And she's just a 3/3 for 3 and a red for a human detective. And I can tap her to exile the top card of my library until the end of my next step. You can play it. Very simple. In fact, I think there's more flavor and reminder text on this card than things what she can do. What do you got, Kathleen?
I'm also in the +1/+1 counter zone.
Buddies.
Yes, this side of the table is, actually, we're the same color identity as well, aren't
Oh, we are. Okay, so
All
what?
right.
A 2-headed giant?
Oh, I mean, let's discuss this later, because I am playing the Swarm Lord. It is a 5/5 Tyranid for 3 green, blue, and red. That's right, rug buddies.
Rug. What?
I don't know.
I don't know if it's weird. Rug buddy.
I thought it. I was like, that's totally
Is
fine.
that weird? I don't know.
Tell us if that's weird.
I don't know. I you know, for one of the times that like it sounds like an innuendo, I don't know if it is or not.
That's the title of the episode now,
Rug
right?
buddies, rug buddies, rug buddies.
Like Rugrats is fine.
So my commander has rapid regeneration, and it says the Swarm Lord enters the battlefield with 2 +1/+1 counters on it for each time you've cast your commander from the command zone this game. And it's a 5/5 and it casts for 6, so that's not amazingly exciting. And it also says Xeno's Cunning. Whenever a creature you control with a counter on it dies, draw a card. I just want to make creatures and put +1/+1 counters on them. It's very straightforward.
Doesn't it technically come in as a 7/7?
Yes.
Okay, that's
I would say that's very on curve for Magic in 2024.
sure. You know, yeah, that's fair.
I get to pay paying 8 mana for a 9/9.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm scared.
Nelson, what are you playing?
Hi, I'm playing Eowyn Shield Maiden, a 5/4 human knight for 2 blue, red, white. That's right, to try to counteract the power of the Rug Buddies. I'm thinking, high five, Jeskai?
Oh, Jeskai Bros?
Sure.
High Five Jeskai is like,
yeah.
did we just make a new podcast?
First guests
yeah.
need to be Maria and Megan, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Anyways, Eowyn is a 5/4 human knight for 5 with first strike, and at the beginning of combat on your turn, if another human entered the battlefield under your control this turn, create 2 2/2 red human knight creature tokens with trample and haste. Then, if you control 6 or more humans, draw a card. So, like, almost as good as all yours.
No, it's,
That sounds like it gets out of control real fast,
don't
bud. Yeah.
even. We're not playing politics on turn 0.
Well, speaking of playing, I won the die roll, so why don't we get the game started?
Sure.
Fair,
All
fair.
right.
I will draw a card and play an island. And then it's back to you, Serge.
I like your style. Island go.
Excellent.
Keep it up, Ben. Keep it up.
Well, okay. I mean, it has blue, sort of. I'm going to draw and play Path of Ancestry tapped. It can make blue, so it's like an
I'll
island.
allow it.
Okay, great, cool.
All right. Draw, and you know what, Ben?
Yeah?
Path of Ancestry. Go
Let's
ahead.
go! Oh man, we're just solidifying this to a giant game.
Interesting.
Congratulations, Commander Factory workers. Everyone's like nailing their stations.
Yeah. And next in the script, it's
I'll play a Plains and cast Talisman of Conviction.
Oh.
You're next, Serge.
Oh. I'll play an island and cast Talisman.
no way,
Creativity.
Okay.
man.
Cool.
Talisman of Creativity. You're up, Ben.
I'm looking forward to fighting Link's Shadow in a couple turns here.
What? I don't think Kathleen's going to be able to copy my turn. I'm going to play a Vine Glimmer Snarl. It's going to come in untapped as I show off that I have a forest in my
right.
hand. Now, Kathleen, does your deck also contain a TARDIS?
No.
TARDIS is a 2/4 flying vehicle with crew 2. When it attacks, if I control a Time Lord, the next spell that I cast this turn is Cascade, and I may Planeswalk. We're not playing with the planes.
All right.
But
No.
yeah, Cascade seems fine enough. Go for it.
Guess you'll just have to choose not to Planeswalk.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah, I can't do that. But what I can do is I can play a forest, which I know your deck has. And then I can play Explore to play an additional land this turn and draw a card. And then I'm going to play a mountain. All right, go ahead.
I will play a Field of Ruin.
Hateful.
Exactly. Yes. Ruin upon you. And then I will cast Herald's Horn, 3-mana artifact. As it enters the battlefield, I'll choose a creature type. This time I'll choose human. Creatures of the chosen type cost 1 less for me to cast. And at the beginning of my upkeep, I have a trigger. I look at the top card of my library. If it's a creature of the chosen type, I can reveal it, put it in my hand. Woo! Your turn, Serge. I'm sure it'll be just as spicy.
Just as spicy. I've got an Exotic Orchard. So tap to add 1 mana of any color a land an opponent controls produces. I think I'm pretty set here, actually. Yeah.
Technically,
so,
I'm your opponent, so you're all good.
technically, you're my opponent. Interesting.
I don't like what that implies. These alliances are going deep and early.
We just played the same land because it was funny.
Yeah.
I suddenly had an idea that I thought was really fun, and I realized maybe everyone tries to kill me if I do it, but I think I have to go for it anyways. I'm going to play Mechanized Production. Enchant artifact you control. And I was like, great, this gives me a ramp, right? I'm going to put it on my mana rock.
Yeah.
That's when I stopped reading. Then I kept reading. So Mechanized Production says, at the beginning of your upkeep, create a token that's a copy of Enchanted Artifact. Great, infinite ramp. Then, if you control 8 or more artifacts with the same name as one another, you win the game. I think I just became the problem.
We just have to destroy your artifact.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or you.
Perfect.
You know what destroys his artifact?
That's true.
Player removal, yeah. I pass.
All right. I am going to draw and play a forest. Very simple turn. Out comes the 13th Doctor. I can attack somebody. I don't have any 0-cost cards that I'm going to be able to cascade, but, you know, it's all about causing problems for people. So I'm going to crew the TARDIS, and I will hit... Oh, yeah, we already said Surge is the problem, so there you go. 2 damage.
It would have been very funny if you hit Kathleen, though. Just want you to know that.
No, we have an alliance. We're rug buddies, and that's a bond that never goes away.
All right, Rug Buddies versus Jeskai High Five, apparently.
Go for it, rug buddy. Ruggy.
Ruggy?
We should get commemorative doormats made for this.
Not rugs?
I mean, what is it? Okay, is a doormat not a rug?
I guess a doormat is a rug, actually.
Literally a subset of
You just
rug.
said doormat, and I just thought of like a cartoon person who gets pushed around at work.
Did it look like Surge?
Gets bullied.
I was thinking about saying I just pictured Surge, and I had filtered it. I was like, too mean, Nelly. You're on notice. Too mean.
What did I do?
You know what? You played a mechanized production, and I remember what that card does because it was in Brothers War, to be honest with you, and it is bad news. So first I'm going to play an island. Then I'm going to play a Tyrannid Prime, which is a Tyrannid. It shares a creature type with my commander, so I get to scry one off my Path of Ancestry. And I'm going to put that away at the bottom. And then it has Evolve, so it means that, you know, if I play a not 0-4, it will get bigger. It also gives my other Tyrannids Evolve, because Tyrannids love to share information with one another. They're very cooperative. Truly a society we can all aspire to.
If only we helped each other out as much as the bugs.
Yeah.
We should be more like ants and to convey information, throw up into each other's mouths.
Yeah.
And go to war with each other for centuries.
Throw up in each other's mouths.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to stick to science over here.
I mean, that sounds very... I bet science would tell you that if it was good to throw up in someone's mouth, you'd do it, though.
Yeah. You're telling me if the CDC didn't...
All right. I'm learning a lot right now.
This is a very punchy game.
Okay. Are you done, Kathleen?
Oh, yes.
All right, I'll untap. In my upkeep, Wong, Herald Horn. I will draw.
Is that the sound of a horn?
That's the sound of
Sounds
this
like
one.
a gong, man.
Bong.
Gong.
Yeah. Well, horns and gongs are both resonating
It'd be more of a
instruments.
bong.
Thanks, Serge.
You're welcome.
I appreciate the
Let
note.
me horn-splain you
Yeah,
there a little bit
appreciate
more
the
for the
horn-splaining.
professional musician.
The Jeskai high fives are already fighting amongst themselves.
Wait, sorry. Great horn, bro. Get him.
You can't... That means something different.
No!
Great horn, bro.
Thanks so much. I made it myself.
This game's going to have AO3 tags.
Yeah.
We're done.
Okay, I'm going to deal myself 1 damage with Battlefield Forge. I go to 39 to cast Aowen for only 4 mana because she's a human. I'm not going to get the beginning of combat trigger, but I do have a 5/4 first strike commander. Jeskai, high five. Your turn.
Please don't hurt me. Untap.
That's
All right.
also flirting.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
It's cute.
Wow. At the beginning of my upkeep, create a token that's a copy of enchanted artifact. It's not even tapped. We're ramping. Draw for the turn. I'm going to tap the Exotic Orchard for red and a blue. A Loyal Apprentice. This is a 2-mana 2/1 human artificer with haste and lieutenant. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control your commander, create a 1/1 colorless Thopter creature artifact token with flying. That creature token gains haste. Pass. Wait, it has haste.
Hey, Nelson, I'm going to make an assumption. Do you mind taking my life total down by 2?
That would be fine.
TARDIS beats. Passe.
Okay. I will untippity-tappity and draw. All right. Well, I'm going to hop back into the TARDIS and attack somebody.
Nelson, you want to do me a favor here and just lower my left title by 2?
We're playing cross the table. Yeah, I'll swing and I'll hit Surge for 2. So the next spell that I cast has Cascade. So I'm going to go ahead and Cultivate. Yeah, so we're looking for a 2 or less here.
Show me Mana Rock.
I mean, that's a good assumption, I would say. We'll probably get something in that realm. Nope, I'm starting the TARDIS.
What is
The
wait,
TARDIS is already on.
Yeah, I'm confused.
So I'm gonna surveil 2, then draw a card, and then I can planeswalk.
Okay.
Vroom vroom, baby.
Beep beep.
All right, so these will go to the bottom first, I guess, as this is getting cast. So we'll throw that in a. It's random order for
Shuffled on
cascade.
the bottom.
Yeah, great. Why do these libraries have to be so big? So I'm gonna start the TARDIS. So I'm casting this. First off, trigger from the 13th Doctor. We get to put a 1/1 counter on something. We're gonna put it on the 13th Doctor. So now I'm going to surveil 2 and then draw a card. Neat. You know what's really funny? Both of the spells that were after Start the TARDIS are 2 drops that I would have loved to have cascaded into.
Leave them on top.
Well,
Now you're about to shuffle with Kanama's Reach.
Oh,
there,
right, yeah.
oh yeah, it literally doesn't matter. So
Yeah.
I guess if I want to get them back at some point, all right. Well, I'll put Heaven Sent into the graveyard. I will put this on top and draw it. So that goes away now, and now I am going to go cultivate. I'm going to search for an island and a mountain. The mountain's going to come in tapped. The island is going to go into my hand. And then I'm going to shuffle up. And then I'm going to play my land for the turn. Who can guess what it is?
Is it an island?
Yes, I say, throwing my hand around.
On it right now, ponder.
Storm is 2.
Ponder.
Wow.
His head.
I'll go like that, draw the card for the turn, and then I go to my end step, and I get to untap the 13th Doctor because she's got a counter on it. And I'll pass to you.
That seems good.
Giving my dude pseudo-vigilance is pretty fun.
On your end step, I am going to cycle this Ash Barrens and look for a basic land.
I saw the mountain, I was like, and I bolt something.
No. I just want more land. I guess I will take a forest. I don't think it really matters that much. I also have a hard time shuffling these big,
They're
huge
large
decks.
decks. Yep. Shuffling is part of the tax of the format.
He says as a grizzled Highlander player.
Yeah, it's worse for Canadian Highlander.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shuffle way more.
Well, you shuffle. So as much as you guys are like, we are the shuffle masters of the format. I feel like you only really do within like the first 2 to 3 turns.
Depends on the deck, but yeah, the first 2 or 3 turns, every Highlander deck is usually shuffling like at least twice. And then some Highlander decks have these turns where like you don't even realize, like you can't know if you're gonna shuffle again before you draw a card or not when to resolve 1 tutor. You have to like do something and then you're like, oh, I didn't need to shuffle that time.
All right. Now, with an Ash Barrens out of the way and a shuffle, what am I going to do? Play land. I'm going to play this unclaimed territory. I'm going to choose creature type Tyrannid.
Bold choice.
I thought so. I will then tap 3 to play this Atlatin Jackal. It's got trample and haste, and whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you may search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle. Also get an evolve trigger on my Tyrannid Prime. So can I have a +1/+1 counter, please?
I'm just gonna grab us a bunch of dice, and they can be on this side of the table.
That seems very fair.
Yeah.
All right, I have evolved. Who has a blocker?
Hey, Nelson, you want to do me a favor here and just put my life total down by 3?
Well,
No, I'm just going to attack you with the Jackal.
Okay, just for
just
2.
2. Okay.
Just 2. And then I'm going to search my library for a land and put it on the battlefield tapped. Go ahead.
Kathleen is a creature that ramps.
That's a pretty good one.
That's a really good creature. What?
I've never seen this thing. That seems like it goes into Gruul Monsters.
I also like that's a Tyrannid on a motorcycle.
Well, so they're that's part of the Gene Stealers. So they like splice things onto them and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Human Tyrannids. Okay, so I recently took Sturge's 2-week course in how to make a BOONG sound, so I'm trying again. I'd like to reveal Flame Rush Rider from the top of my library. This is a 5-mana 3/3, but it has dash for 4, and whenever it attacks, create a token that's copied of another target attacking creature, and that's tapped and attacking, exile the token out of combat. So not great with my legendaries, but other humans hopefully will add up to some fun. I'll draw a card.
Nelson's creatures horrify me.
Yeah.
They kind of all have to show up before they're truly scary, but yeah, they're good, right?
Got a 5/4 commander and it just keeps going.
Yeah.
It does keep going. I'll cast Commander's Fear. And then tap the Commander Sphere for red. For 4 mana, because of Harold Horn's cost reduction ability, I'll cast Zealous Conscripts.
Oh,
Okay.
A 3/3 human warrior with haste, and when this enters the battlefield, gain control of target permanent until end of turn. Untap that permanent. It gains haste until end of turn. I think I'd like to take the no, what is it? Sorry.
the thing that makes it so that you get a land?
The Atlan Jackal. Yes, I'll untap your Atlan Jackal, or Atlan Jackal, however I say it, and then I'll go to combat. I had another human enter the battlefield, so Eowyn would like to make 2 2/2 knights.
2?
It makes 2, yeah. She makes 2 with her.
4 power and toughness if another human enters the battlefield?
Yeah, that's trample and haste. I don't have 6 humans, even though I stole a human. I only have 5, so I'm not drawing a card. Count yourselves lucky.
Yeah, definitely. So lucky
Yeah.
right now.
Well, I mean, you're kind of drawing the card in the sense that this jackal's going to punch Surge in the face.
Yeah, that's true, actually. The Jackal's definitely attacking you, Surge.
Hey, Nelson, you want to do me a favor and reduce my life total by 2?
I'll also attack Kathleen for 5 and Ben for 3.
I will take 5 because I don't feel like getting rid of my Tyranid. So that's
5
command
commander.
It
Yeah,
is
that's
5
commander
commander
damage.
damage. That's fine.
Do you want to block or not?
I'm going to take the 3.
Okay. Okay, I've attacked everyone. I've dealt some damage. I need to resolve my Atlan Jackal trigger. Finding a basic land.
I told you, Tyranids are aspirational territory. We're ramping. We're partying. We got motorcycles. God.
What a good time to be alive.
Okay, then I'll end my turn. You get the Atlan Jackal back tapped, and Surge, it's your turn.
End step, I'm going to pay 3 mana here, and I'm going to cast a Thirst for Knowledge. Draw 3 cards, then discard 2 unless you discard an artifact.
I mean, with all that's going on, like, obviously Nelson is looking kind of spooky. Surge is also just, like, getting a free mana rock every turn, which
That's
is kind of
true. How many mana rocks do you have now?
Next turn will be my 3rd. I did miss my land drop.
Oh, okay.
I'm also the only player who hasn't cast a Cultivate or hit me to ramp.
Well,
So,
keep a blocker up there, bud.
You
yeah.
should really get on that. I recommend hitting Surge to ramp.
Yeah. Just, just as a heads up. Anyways, as part of Thirst for Knowledge, I'm going to discard this Brotherhood Vertibird because I need to discard an artifact. And then I will untap and I will upkeep, make another copy of the Talisman. I will draw for the turn and I will be sad because I need another white source. So I've got access to 7 mana, only one of which is white. Writes down should probably get a blocker. Neat. First order of business, tap the Exotic Orchard for a white. Tap this for red, take 1 damage, please. And a blue. It's time to bring my commander onto the battlefield, Dr. Madison Lee. Unfortunately, I don't have an artifact to cast, but I'm going to pay blue and 2 generic to cast Whirler Rouge. It's a 4 mana 2/2 Human Rouge Artificer. When it enters the battlefield, make 2 Thopters, and I can tap 2 untapped Thopters to make target creature unblockable this turn.
You can tap 2 artifacts.
Pardon me. Yes, you are correct. At the beginning of combat on my turn, if you control your commander, create a 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature token with flying. That token gains haste. Ben.
Oh.
No.
I mean, if you want to hit me, you can.
I mean,
I'm in a bit more life if you want to hit me
I'm
instead.
probably supposed to hit Nelson, but I don't necessarily want to aggravate my Jeskai high five bro. He's very scary right
He
now.
just hit you for 2.
I'm happy to high five.
No, I'm going to hit
advantage.
Kathleen back,
okay.
actually, for the 2 she hit me for before.
All right. I
And
take
then-
a point of damage.
And then I'm going to passe.
Okay. I'm going to untap and draw. I'm going to play a Fiery Islet as my land for the turn. And then I'm going to tap for 4 to play this normal named friend. His name is Danny.
Hi, Danny.
Hi, Danny.
How you doing?
Danny is a human soldier advisor. Is 4/3 with Mentor. Pop quiz, what does Mentor do?
When you attack with a creature with Mentor and another creature with less power, put a +1/+1 counter on the smaller creature.
Yeah, I forgot. I thought it was like training or...
That one's the opposite.
Yeah, yeah.
When this attacks with somebody else who's bigger, put a +1/+1 counter on this.
But he also has creatures I control have whenever 1 or more counters are put on this creature for the first time each turn, draw a card.
Oh,
Let's go.
Pretty good with my deck. So what I'm gonna do is have
Danny, get in the TARDIS.
no, I'm gonna have the doctor because I don't. Everyone's actually got some beef in front, so I really don't want to get the doctor in trouble. So she's gonna hop into the TARDIS, and I will go to combat and swing for 2 in the air at Nelson.
Nelson will take 2 damage.
Great. Then I'm gonna play my spell for the turn. I have to tap this fiery eyelet for 1, which hurts me. I'm gonna play an arcane signet. So I have to go find, or it'll be a 1-drop
We cascade in.
into Soul Ring.
Probably.
How far are we going?
Has it
Look
been,
at all these 2-drop artifacts.
has it been preordained that you'll cascade into Soul Ring?
You know, I could see that being in this deck. We cast the Ponder already.
Can you go? How low can you go?
How low can I go? How low can I go?
Lower than your mama's ever seen it in her lifetime. I don't know.
Whoa.
All right.
All right, hold on. Let me
right.
pick up. Yeah. Hey! Who could have believed it would be a Soul Ring?
I, for one, am shocked.
I'm more surprised that you have a Danny and a Dan in your deck.
Is there a Dan here
a
too?
Dan.
Oh, no way. All right. Well, I got the Dan, but
The Dan
I have the
dance.
Dan. Dan, man.
And we all have islands. Oh no.
Oh, no.
All right. We'll throw this onto the bottom. So now I turned none mana into 3 mana, which is pretty sick.
Jeez.
There's a trigger from the 13th Doctor. I'm going to put a +1/+1 counter onto Danny. And that means I get to draw a card.
Yeah.
And then I am going to go to my end step and untippity-tappity this friendo and pass it to Kathleen.
Seems good. Seems good.
Vigilance pretty good in multiplayer formats. Man, the size of this hole.
All right, I'm going to play a forest for the turn, and then I'm going to, I feel like I also need to play more things, so I'm going to play a Winged Hive Tyrant. It is a 4/4 with flying and haste, and it triggers Evolve on my other creatures, because obviously it is larger than them. Then I think I'm going to go to combat.
Creatures you control with counters on them have flying and haste?
Yes.
Oh, sick. All right.
That's a word for it.
Yeah.
I was going to say, oh no.
Yeah.
But I think I need blockers, really. But I am going to punch Nelson in the air for punching me for 3, and I'm going to go put another land on the battlefield tapped.
I take 3 damage.
How about an island this time?
That's great.
Everything is great.
Everything's great. That's great.
The Tyranids are pretty hot.
It seems that way.
Go ahead, Nelson.
I'm untapping. Wong. Draw.
Buong step.
Good.
Buong
Yeah.
step.
Yeah.
I'll play a mountain and dash Flame Rush Rider.
Starting to pop off.
So this becomes a 3/3 with haste, and at the end of the turn, I have to put it back in my hand.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Then I'll go to combat.
Uh-huh.
AON triggers. I need to make 2 more knights. So I have 4 of them in total. And now I have 6 humans, so I'll draw a card.
Gross.
Then I'll make some attacks. Ben, I'm going to attack you with Zealous Conscripts. And I think, Ben, I'm also going to attack you with Flame Rush Rider. Kathleen, I'll attack you with Eowyn. Serge, you've been beat up a bunch already. I think
we're
it's
bros.
fine. It's fine. I'm just going to attack with those 3. I have a Flame Rush Rider trigger that will make a copy of Zealous Conscript. The copy is tapped and attacking, and I'll say it's attacking Kathleen, but I have a trigger from the copy of Zealous Conscripts. I want to steal Danny Pink.
You got it, actually. It comes with the counter and everything.
Wow, this isn't attacking, unfortunately. It's just chilling. But yeah, these 4 creatures are attacking. My knights aren't. And yeah, these 2 are attacking Kathleen, and these 2 are attacking Ben.
Okay, so my question for you is, this is, what is it, a 3/3?
3/3 haste. Yeah,
And
3/3.
this is a
5/4 first strike.
5/4. This is a 2/6.
That's okay.
All right, so I'm going to try to block like this.
I have an effect before blockers.
Okay, well, I think about that while you were doing something.
Great. I'm going to tap for 3 and cast Flatline. Creatures opponents control have base power and toughness 0/1 until end of turn,
So everything is now a 0/1.
except for my things.
Okay.
That doesn't seem fair.
Any effects?
Yeah, and I'll block the...
Now we go to blockers.
I
Yeah.
assume I'm supposed to block Zealous Conscripts with the doctor here.
Kathleen, you got any blockers?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna block the exact same way with my little O1s.
And the +1/+1 counters.
Yours
make
are
them
technically bigger, yeah.
yeah. These will just bounce off one another, but I will eat your commander.
Nelson, you got a
Yeah.
trick?
Imagine casting all that stuff on your turn and then still completely blowing me out in combat.
Well, it helps when you cascade off an arcane signet into a soul ring.
We're gonna move to sadness step.
Yeah. So you blocked my Zealous Conscript with your 3/3. It's a 0/1, so it dies. You don't take any damage from my 0/1 Flame Rush Rider that's attacking you. And you blocked my AON with your 2/3.
Yes.
She dies and take 0 damage from my 0/1 that's attacking you.
Yeah.
After combat, I'd like to cast Unbreakable Formation. Creatures I control gain indestructible until end of turn. If I cast the spell during my main phase, I put a +1/+1 counter on each of those creatures and they gain vigilance until end of turn.
Oh.
So I need to put a +1/+1 counter on, well, this copy, that's not going to matter, but I need one for the Flame Rush Rider, the Knights, and Danny Pink already has one.
Oh, I see.
He's gonna draw so many cards because of
fair.
Danny.
Yeah.
You're like wondering what the sequence, like, why do it after combat? And just like, well, once he has your Danny off the
I
copy.
like your line. Yeah, I like your line a lot.
I did have to pay for it with my conscripts and my commander.
Here, I'll give you blue dice for your +1/+1 counters.
Well, the green dice is going
Right,
back.
It's
That's
going to go
going back
back
to
to you. Yeah, you're going to keep that.
So you're gonna draw
this is
5
here.
cards off this line?
No, he's going to draw
7.
8.
Right? 4, 5, 6, 7, I think. Does that seem right?
Oh, right, that's not a creature.
That's not a creature. That's the
7.
instant. Okay, so I'm going to draw
Cool,
7
draw
cards
7.
here. Yeah.
Wait, Jeskai high 5?
What did you add to this?
Try not to die, man, okay? I just don't want to die.
You know what? You're right.
Serge, I'm noticing that, there's like this very like this side of the table v that side of the table kind of vibe. But I also feel like there's one side of each side that is way scarier than the other side. And I feel that it's not my side of this table and it's not your side. Does that make sense?
Sure.
So now we're talking about corners.
Two terrifying corners.
So we've made one of those really cool like box diagrams of threat, not threat. Yeah, okay.
I'll cast Denethor, Stone Seer. This is a 1/3 legendary human noble that when it enters the battlefield, I need to scry 2. And for 4 and tap and sacrifice Denethor, target player becomes the monarch. Denethor deals 3 damage to any target. So a lightning bolt and a monarch. And I'm going to scry 2 here.
Whoa.
Cool. Yeah, let's go top, bottom. Okay, and then I have to go to cleanup step. I will discard these 2 planes. Back to you, Serge.
Give me back my Danny.
Here you go. And 2 +1/+1. Look, I brought him back to you in even better condition.
Danny!
Damn.
You ever borrow someone's car and then you bring it back, it's got rims?
Sick.
Would that be cool? If I lent you my van and you came back and it had flame decals on it, I don't know if I'd be pumped about that.
I mean, Pimp My Ride was a thing for a while.
Yes, but you are not Exhibit.
Not with that attitude. I could be. Let me live my dreams, Ben.
All right, real talk. Somebody borrows your car, brings it back, there's a cooler full of cold brew in it.
Oh, that I'd be into.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm put in the coffee box. I see how it is.
And with that, I give you a Jeskai high 5 and you can take your turn.
All right, fine. Untap. Upkeep. I make another Talisman of Creativity. The copy count is now at 3 for full transparency. I draw for the turn. I enter the Think step.
Since they have like I give you a Jeskai high 5, do we need like a phrase that we...
I give you a rug burn.
Oh, you can have a rug bug hug.
I think Nelson's is better. I don't know.
What if we just silently acknowledge each other's companionship without touching?
Yeah! Sit in opposite chairs in the room and look at our phones.
Dang. All right, Surge desperately needs a white source. And in order,
source.
Surge desperately needs a second white source.
Gotcha.
In order to accomplish this, I have a plan. I'm going to spend 2 and 3 to cast a Synth Infiltrator. Now, it's an artifact, which means my commander is going to trigger, and I'm going to get my first, ideally of many, energies. I have 1 energy. Because whenever I cast an artifact, I get to make an energy. Synth Infiltrator is going to enter the battlefield as a copy of Kathleen's Vroom Vroom Beep Beep. Whatever that one's called.
The Latin Jackal.
So this is entering the battlefield as a copy of any creature, except it's an artifact in addition to its other types. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend 2 to activate Whirler Rogue's ability. Tap 2 untapped artifacts you control. Target creature can't be blocked this turn. Kathleen, I'm going to hit you with it.
Okay.
So you're getting hit for 2 unblockable damage.
I take 2.
Whenever it connects with a player, I get to search my library for a basic land type and put it into the battlefield tapped, correct?
Yep.
All right.
Then shuffle.
Basic planes.
Then think about how nice Tyranids are.
God, Tyranids are so nice.
They've been very helpful to so many people.
Yeah.
If I may, I did miss a trigger. When I went to combat, Loyal Apprentice was supposed to make me a Thopter. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that after the fact.
You're leaving them, you don't want to attack with them?
No. I need blockers. Look, everyone else has things that are much larger and scarier than 1/1s, but I do notice a lack of trample. So I can chump block with Thopters all day. Pass the turn.
I'm going to untap and draw. Oakley dokley. So I am first off going to tap for 4. Ow.
All right.
And I'm going to play Bill Potts.
Danny and Bill.
I just got regular people over
right.
here, you know? So Bill Potts is a 2/4 human for 4, who has whenever I cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets only Bill, or activate an ability that targets only Bill, I copy that spell or ability. I may choose new copies, and it only triggers once a turn. Okay. Now what I'm going to go do is probably go to combat.
Terrifying.
Yeah, I'm going to put Bill in the TARDIS.
Bill, get in the TARDIS.
Bill, get in the TARDIS.
Can we, I know it's like Doctor Who, but can we retcon so it's Bill and Ted, like that Bill?
Bill in the TARDIS.
It's the same TARDIS, isn't it?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to combat now. I'm going to swing the TARDIS in the air at Nelson because he got no flying blockers. And I will swing at Surge with Danny Pink. So Mentor trigger. The TARDIS is going to get a +1/+1 counter on it. And those are my attacks.
You get to draw a card right away.
I do get to draw a card right away. Oh, sick.
No blocks from me.
Does Danny have any relevant abilities, any trump play?
Nope, he is a 6/5.
You could kill Danny.
I'm just gonna throw this. You killed Larry. This is Larry the Thopter.
Cool.
And his robo blood is on Danny's hands.
And I
Danny's
would do
hands.
it again. Oh.
Danny
and,
said, "I'm
and
not
he
blaming
would
you."
do it again.
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
Okay.
I endorse Danny's behavior.
All right, a chump block.
You got it. That works out for me. So Nelson takes 3, and the next spell that I cast is going to have Cascade. So...
Cascaded.
I'm cascading. So I'm going to go ahead and bring out Yasmin. Like this. For 4 triggers. Which seems to be the alternative name for this deck. So I'm casting Yasmin from not my hand. So there's a trigger from the inspector. And also it's going to have Cascade. So we'll do the Cascade, I guess, first. So I need a 3 or less. It's Think Twice. Cool. So I'm going to cast this Think Twice. Trigger for the 13th Doctor. I get to put a 1/1 counter on something. It goes on Bill. Triggered ability from Danny. I draw a card. Spell resolves. I draw a card. Think Twice goes away. There's a counter to still be put on from Yasmin. I put one on the 13th Doctor, who has not received a counter. Danny Pink trigger. I draw a card. Yasmin comes into play. Great. I think I got everything.
Every time we resolve one of the 13th Doctor's turns correctly, I feel like we should all get a cupcake.
Yeah, for real.
There's also that joke of like, you live like this, bro? Like,
Yeah.
Then I'm going to play my land for the turn, which is a forest. And then decide if I would like to hold up mana or not. I'm not.
So that means you're going to cast this
Great.
spell?
Great.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm going to foretell something.
Oh.
So I'm going to put this into the foretell zone. For the longest time, I was like, oh, this card costs 3 to foretell, but it's because we've been playing so many sets with like Morph and Disguise and stuff. But foretell's only 2 mana. I'm gonna go to my end step now. Everything with a counter untaps. And I think we're good. I think I've done it all.
Jeez.
Go ahead. The thing is like, that was really cool, and I did a lot of things. I still sort of just died to stuff in the air and like big things.
3/5 target, that's a good block. But yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, your creatures all being untapped is nice, but it's Commander. Nobody's really safe.
No.
I have exactly 7 cards, by the way, so I definitely wanted to play that. Go for it, Kathleen.
All right, it is time to untippity-tappity my landity. Draw for the turn. Okay, it is time. Everybody else has their commanders out. It's time to get my commander out. I'm going to play the Swarm Lord. It comes out with 2 +1/+1 counters because I've cast it ones of times. I also played it off Path of Ancestry, so I'm going to scry 1.
Oh, it does share a creature type with itself.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
Man, does it enter as a 7/7? I mean, 5/5 is big enough to evolve everybody anyways,
It
but
enters
still.
the battlefield with 2 +1/+1 counters on it. So it enters with the 2
So
counters on
you'll
it.
mega evolve everything.
Can I? Do you have any more red dice?
No.
Please, sir, may I have another red die?
I guess we can start moving. Let's start moving into the D20 and D8 section
I
of the
think that
game.
is. I'm going to say that's perhaps optimistic, but I will be evolving everything else. Okay, and then it's time for attacks because other creatures I control with counters on them have flying and haste.
Right. Right. Your commander is a 7/7 flying haste. Sick.
Who's got flying blockers? You have a 3/3.
I have 3 flying blockers.
I have a 3/5.
You have a 3/5, and you have nothing.
Correct.
And you hit me with your commander, haven't you, Nelson?
Yes.
All right.
Hey, no point in hiding it. You know what? I like this. There was no like tomfoolery or shades. He's like, yeah, I did that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Nelson,
do it again.
Nelson with the gun pointed towards his head.
Those are things that happen. I'm absolutely like Nelson's deck is like absolutely kind of out of control. Is the thing. I mean, your deck is also terrifying. Is the
You have a
other issue.
7/7 flying haste commander.
Yeah, no,
You're not so bad
No,
yourself.
I'm not doing badly at all.
We're all the problem.
I'm
Yes,
not.
I agree.
There is no problem.
I'm the baby.
Nelson, I'm going to attack you for 11. I
take 11.
Yeah. Surge, for every time that you imply that you're not the problem,
know.
don't look at me, I will attack.
I know.
Did not matter what I did with my scry because I'm just going to search for a land and put it onto the battlefield tapped. Let's get a forest out there. Well, that was exciting. Go ahead.
I'll untap.
It was exciting.
I like these honest turns I'm taking.
Yeah.
Cast creature, make punch.
I gotta level with you. I mean, I'm having fun with my Rube Goldberg machine over here, but I love that you just get to go.
Yeah. Turn over. Your go.
Yeah, I'm keeping this game moving along.
One.
Yeah. You know, I can't help but notice the horn is getting more and more tired each turn.
I was ready to like give it my all, but then everybody had to have a bit in my upkeep. Revealing this plains.
Next turn, we'll all shut up and you can just let the biggest
Yeah.
buong go.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait.
Let's just kill him before he's
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
He's never untapping.
Probably not. I'll cast Vanquisher's Banner. This is a 5-mana artifact that says as it enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. I'll choose human. Creatures I control the chosen type get +1/+1, and whenever I cast a creature spell of the chosen type, I draw a card.
Jeez.
Pay 2 mana and cast Fiend Hunter. Fiend Hunter only costs 2 because of Herald's Horn.
Classic.
Oh, yeah.
I'll draw a card with Vanquisher's Banner.
OG Innistrad? Was that Fiend Hunter's first appearance?
Innistrad.
Yeah, that seems
Yeah.
right.
Who
Absolutely.
are you going to put in the bag?
Great question.
This is the old templating too. You can do like busto stuff with that, can't you? Like the flicker with the
Yes.
ability on the stack and
You
leave it in
can-
exile forever because it has the old templating.
You may target your own creatures, but I think I need to hunt fiends right now. So I'll target Winged Hive Tyrant.
Oh no.
We'll put Winged Hive Tyrant in the bag.
All the Tyranids come in for a landing.
Palpable power down, yeah. Absolutely.
Another Red Bull.
You still have a 3/7 untapped, so attacking you is tough. And what's the biggest toughness on your creatures, Ben?
5. have a 6/5 and a 3/5.
Okay, well, my attack doesn't mean a lot, but
2 3/5s.
I'll spend 3 more mana and cast another human, so my Vanquisher's Banner triggers. It's Boromir, Gondor's Hope. So I'm going to draw a card with Vanquisher's Banner.
More like Snoromir. I don't know what he does.
Got him.
It's a 3/4. When it enters the battlefield or attacks, I look at the top 6 cards of my library. I may reveal a human or artifact from among them and put it into my hand. I have options. Whoa, there's a lot of humans in the top 6 cards of my library. Okay, after careful consideration, I would like to reveal Palace Jailer.
Oh,
Put Palace Jailer in my hand. This is a 4-mana human soldier with when it ETBs, I become the monarch. And when it enters the battlefield, exile target creature an opponent controls until an opponent becomes the monarch. So you can get your creature back without killing Palace Jailer, unlike Fiend Hunter.
Leave him alone.
Leave him alone. I don't see any really profitable attacks for me, unfortunately.
You just swing at Surge.
Sure.
But we're just Sky High 5 bros.
Surge, do you want to get attacked?
I mean, I don't, but you can hit me.
You got trample buddies.
I do have trample
Oh,
buddies.
they have trample. You would just hit me.
Okay, Ben, I'll attack you for 12.
For 12, eh?
Oh,
So that's 4, 4. Wait, it's they're 4/4s.
they're
right?
4 3/3s.
Oh yeah, math is hard. 16.
Okay.
It's 4/4 trample hastes.
4/4 trample hasters, eh? Okay, well, Yasmin will get inside the TARDIS. So I have a 3/5, a 3/5, and a 6/5. So I guess I'll double block one of them
Okay,
and then block another one, and then I'll take 8.
sounds good.
And 2 of them will die?
So I just lose 1, you lose nothing.
No,
creatures.
no, so 2 would die.
Oh, you've got 1 that's big enough to eat 1. Okay, good.
Yes, yeah.
Good. Okay,
Yeah.
so I lose 2 knights and you take
8.
8.
Ow.
You were right. I was supposed to attack. Back to you, Surge.
All right, untap, untap, untap. On my upkeep, I make my 4th copy.
This is okay. This is actually getting like legitimately problematic now. Who's got artifact removal? Because we can just remove the original.
I tried doing the creature removal, or the player removal.
player removal,
but,
yeah.
I guess I cast reiterate onto myself.
I will draw for the turn. I have a weird land. It's the Helios one. It taps for colorless. I can tap to get an energy, or I can 3 and 1 and pay energy to Vindicate. Activate only as a sorcery. Oh, it's non-land permanent, but you know, blow up many things. Y'all are getting a little too scary for me. So let's just make sure that this battlefield is a place for the little guy. I'm going to cast Austere Command. And the mode is going to be, I'm going to destroy all creatures with mana value 4 or greater. I would also like to destroy all enchantments. And that way I get rid of the mechanical production and I'm no longer scary.
Oh,
Interesting.
Sure.
Okay.
All right.
so 4 or greater?
So all creatures with 4 or greater. Now the Synth Infiltrator is a copy of your creature, which I believe is only CMC
It's a 3.
So the Synth Infiltrator will stay. I'll lose my Whirler Rogue though. And my Mechanized Production.
I guess in response, I'm going to tap, or I'll crew the TARDIS with Bill Potts, so I have a blocker against this Thopter Swarm.
Y'all cool if I activate Whirler Rogue's ability to make Synth Infiltrator unblockable before we did that, just for a little bit more value?
Yeah, what are you tapping?
I'm gonna tap 2 of my copies. May I have a second D6, please? So you go, 2 are tapped, 2 are untapped.
We're gonna have to take another trip to the big dice store.
Apparently.
Kathleen, I would like to hit you with an unblockable 2/2.
Yeah.
I'd like to, on the hit trigger, to go and get myself a basic mountain. I'd love a red source that doesn't hurt me.
I
Exotic
take
Orchard.
2.
A second red source that doesn't hurt me.
Deja vu.
Yeah. Once again, I missed my combat trigger. I make a Thopter. All right, second main. I'm going to tap a blue. I'm going to tap both of these. One of which is for red, so I'd like to lose a life and go to 30. And the colors. I'd like to cast Vault 112: Sadistic Simulation. It's a saga. The first 2 chapters are tap a creature, put a stun counter on it, gain 2 energy. And the third chapter is pay any amount of energy. If you paid 1 or more, shuffle your library, then exile that many cards. You may play one of those cards without paying its mana cost. So, chapter 1. I gain 2 energy. So for the chapter ability, your TARDIS is a creature currently.
Yes.
So I'd like it to be tapped with a stun counter on it.
That is so rude. But I accept.
My work here is done. I pass the turn.
But you didn't do anything. I untap. My TARDIS isn't stunned anymore. All right, well, draw for the turn. Well, Surge, you've made a powerful enemy.
I've made 3 powerful enemies.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone.
That didn't turn out so bad for me, honestly. I lost my commander, but my wing thing was already in a bag.
My wing thing. I'll play a Desolate Lighthouse as my land for the turn. And then I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Ooh.
7.
Ooh.
Flaming Tyrannosaurus.
I beg your pardon?
It is a 5/5 menace dino with paradox. Whenever I cast a spell from anywhere other than my hand, it deals 3 damage to any target, and then I put a 1/1 counter on it. And when it dies, it deals damage equal to its power to each opponent.
Yo.
So it
Sick.
sounds like a terrific target, I assume, for this Monarch Stealer that's going to be happening later. Then what I'm going to do is tap for 2, and I'm going to cast this Foretold creature. It is the Foretold Soldier.
Yo.
They are a 6/6. They must be blocked if able, and they can't be blocked by more than 1 creature, and whenever it deals damage, I exile it face down and it becomes Foretold again. So triggers. The Doctor trigger is going to happen first. I will put a counter on her. And then the Flaming Tyrannosaurus trigger happens. I get to deal 3 damage to any target.
Can you see my board okay?
I can see your board okay. I'm going to deal 3 damage to your copy buddy that you keep ramping with.
Goodbye, copy buddy that I keep ramping with.
Then the Foretold Soldier comes on in. Then, God, I need blockers. Because I assume on Nelson's turn, I'm going to lose my Tyrant.
Depends what Tyranids come out between now and then.
That's, that's
Yeah.
fair.
Does the Foretold Soldier have hasty or anything, or
It
just like a
doesn't.
regular spell?
Nope, he's just a dude.
Okay.
I'm going to jump start this TARDIS. And I will discard this Surge of Brilliance to do so. So I'm casting a spell from not my hand. Somebody's going to get a counter. I will put a 1/1 counter on the Doctor. And then a 1/1 counter on the Tyrannosaurus. And we'll deal 3 damage to somebody. I will continue to... Yeah, I'll shoot Dr. Madison Lee. I'll kill your commander.
That's fair.
Seems pretty good for that.
Do I have any abilities I want to do? I haven't actually used Dr. Madison Lee for anything. No, I want to keep my energy. They just go to the command zone. Goodbye.
All right, and then I'm going to Surveil 2 and draw a card. What a weird card. I will put this Talisman in the bin and put this on top and draw it. I am going to exile that now that I've jump-started it. And then what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to tap the Tyrannosaurus to crew the TARDIS. I think I still want to do this. I'm going to go to combat and attack Surge with the 6/6.
I block.
Really?
Well, yeah, I'm not just going to take 6 or chump.
You just said you were just going to jump.
Not that attack this turn.
not
No,
this
sorry.
turn.
Earlier,
Sorry, you
like,
said
yeah, earlier.
I made 5 Thopters. I'm going to chump all day.
Yeah.
The day was
Yeah.
once.
Yeah, that's right. That's true.
That's fine. I actually didn't expect that. All right, sure. Okay, then I go to my end step and nothing happens now. Go for it, Kathleen.
All right, untibbity tap. So many things to untap. Honestly, more than I thought I would. I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cultivate.
Ooh.
So I'm going to search my library for 2 basic lands, put 1 into my hand and 1 onto the battlefield tapped. Okay, the island will go into the battlefield tapped, and I'm starting to run low on. No, they're probably all just here.
It's a nice problem to have when you cast Cultivate. You're like, well, I've ramped too hard. I have no more targets.
Oh, I've got. Turns out, luckily, I have a mountain, which I'm going to reveal and then put into my hand. So I have at least a few more targets, thank goodness. There's a big, rich, thick vein of basic land right in the center of my deck. Okay, so now I have 6 mana. What do I want to do with it? Play my land for turn and say I have 7 mana. Then I'm going to play Bread for the Hunt. It's an enchantment that says whenever a creature you control, the +1/+1 counter on it deals combat damage to a player, you draw a card.
Sick.
Seems pretty good.
Surge, you don't have any creatures. I'm going to attack you.
Fair. Excellent play. I go to 26.
All right, I'm going to draw my card for the turn, and then I'm going to put a basic land into play tapped. I guess it's this forest because it's the first one I found.
I love tutoring like that. You're like, yeah, good enough.
Okay, that was quite fun. I think what I'm going to do is say go.
Okay,
Cards in hand?
I respect it.
4.
Nice.
Hey! Is that the sound of happiness I hear?
What's that?
Of good vibes?
I will play a port town, revealing a plains card from my hand.
Gondor calls for sweet tunes.
Incredible.
Enter Toot Toot Step.
I'll pay 3 mana to cast Baragorn of the Guard, a legendary 3/3 human creature that says whenever this or another human enters the battlefield under your control, creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain vigilance until end of turn.
It's pronounced Aragorn.
Oops, I'm so sorry. Then I want to cast Eowyn. She has commander tax, and I have Herald's Horn, so I'm going to have to pay 6.
Seems very reasonable, honestly.
Plonk. We paid 6. I also need to draw a card when I cast Baragorn with Vanquisher's Banner in play. And Eowyn. And I have another Baragorn trigger. So that's 2 +1/+1s and Vigilances.
All right.
Okay.
2 +1/+1s Vigilance if you're a fan of that format. I didn't quite cast that Palace Jailer team, and I'm not going to because attacking is so much more fun.
Fair.
I will go to combat.
Yeah.
Eowyn triggers, so I'll have 4 human knights, although 2 of them have +2/+2.
And
the
a +1/+1 counter, so
And
yeah.
the other 2 just get half of the remaining +2/+2s from Baragorn triggering 2 more times now. Did we get all that? There's some
We
arithmetic.
need one more dice
Oh
there, too,
yeah,
though,
you're right. We need
so
another
that
dice.
represents a +1/+1
So
counter.
I just
That's
have a
being-
card. That's
okay.
fine. Yeah. Okay. So they all have haste because they all have haste. Not these two.
But because of course they all have haste.
But the tokens do.
Yeah.
And then these ones up here are 3, 4, 8, 8s.
oh my god.
These
With
two are
trample.
trample, vigilance, haste. Yeah. And then similarly, Fiend Hunter and Denethor are getting +5/+5. So they're 6 8s. And then these 2 fresh human knights are only getting +3/+3.
Oh,
right?
oh, right.
They're only 5/5s. How does this stupid card
5
work?
5s.
Oh, I hate this.
Whenever it or another human enters the battlefield that you control, and not even once per turn, it just keeps happening.
Yeah, it does keep happening.
That's how I feel that this
That-
board state is. It just keeps
It just keeps
to us.
happening.
That
Yeah.
human knight is back on the escalator again. I also have to draw a card because of the resolution of Eowyn's
Have
ability
to.
that made
Oh,
the, made
These are
the human
pre-con.
knights. Hell of a pre-con.
2024, baby.
Yeah.
Are we all dead?
No, you all have life points. It's
Yeah.
fine. I could.
Are you going just for maximum aggression here? Because he's got 1 blocker, I've got 1 blocker, and Serge
I
has
have none. That's what I'm saying. Like,
None blockers.
someone is possibly dead here.
How many cards do you have in hand, Serge?
I have 3 and they're all bad.
Okay. And you have 4.
I have 4, and I have 4 mana.
I have 6 and they're all lands.
So
and you're all, he has lots of mana open.
strategically,
I have none mana open.
strategically, it feels like I could kill 1 person, and maybe it's supposed to be Ben just in terms of how much resource he has left. But it's possible that if I don't kill Kathleen, she'll just kill me. So I don't know. Surge, it feels like I'm allowed to not kill this turn.
Okay.
I probably also won't get another opportunity to just kill someone. Okay, having calculated everyone's life total and my power and toughness of my creatures that can attack, I will attack Ben with 4 human knights and a Fiend Hunter and a Denethor.
Wait, oh, I see. With everything?
Yeah.
The whole crew is coming my way?
I mean, I didn't really do the math. Maybe there's a better attack. But sure.
You could Hell's Heart stab at thee with something.
I think there's only 1 creature's a 5/5. You can trade with a token.
Well, so what I could do, in the hopes of not sitting here for a half hour watching you play, I will block the Fiend Hunter, I think. Is it bigger than a 6 toughness?
It's got +5/+5. Yeah.
No, I'll just let it all through.
Okay.
my God.
All right, goodbye.
Well, that's a problem.
Surge, I'm gonna head over to cleanup step now, and then it'll be your turn.
Dang.
I hate
Start
this for us.
planes and up planes.
All right. Antipody. Saga step is after draw step. Draw step. Saga step. Nelson. I will
Stun
put
something?
a stun counter on your commander. Your commander, which has first strike, may not attack next turn unless you can remove the stun counter. I also gain 2 energy. Then, Nelson, all that stuff you have, you must be tired. You are now over encumbered. Enchant opponent. When it enters the battlefield, enchanted opponent creates a clue, food, or junk token. At the beginning of combat on their turn, that player may pay 1 for each artifact. If they can't, they may not attack.
Copy that. So
How many artifacts does Surge have, though?
Well, he only has like 4, so it's a very small tax.
Oh, okay.
Do you think?
Is it for each creature?
No. Literally,
the one?
if he wants to
Right,
attack,
sorry.
he has to pay 1 for each artifact.
You're
When
having
I played the
flashbacks?
fall, yeah.
Yeah.
I just went through like a war,
Yeah.
war flashback of the other game.
I need tokens. I get tokens from your stuff. That's not what I need.
Right.
I
So
need
what are you
food.
making?
You need to give me a food,
Well,
a clue, and
no,
a junk.
you get to pick one or the other.
Nope.
Is it all 3?
Nope. Yep.
Oh!
I found a food. I need a clue and
This
a
is a
junk.
lot more tax, actually.
All right, here's a clue and a junk for you.
Thank you.
So that means you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 you have to pay to attack.
So you don't get to cast spells the turn you attack, which might make this only +2/+2 instead of more. But, so it goes.
Oh.
Then, white, red, blue, and 2. We have another dice, please.
What do you want?
Just a d6.
How
Thank you.
conservative.
I'm going to recast my commander with the tax, so paying the tax. And then finally, red and 1, please put me down to 25. I'm going to cast an Assaultron Dominant. This is a 2-mana 2/2 robot. When it enters the battlefield, gain 2 energy. When an artifact you control attacks, you may pay an energy. If you do, you may put a +1/+1 counter, a first strike, or a trample token on it. Cast trigger, I make an energy. ETB trigger, I have 8 energy.
Whoa.
Some call it an Assaultron Dominator.
Oh, it has more words.
Technically just
It's the
different
same
letters.
amount of words.
All right, Kathleen, your go.
You know, I'm not going to lie, this is considerably faster than I thought it would be getting back to my turn. Sorry. So rude.
Just kick the man while he's down.
I wasn't expecting Nelson to be so hateful.
Oh, I mean, Nelson taking me out in a commander game. It's the
Didn't we
it's
just
the
have
loading
this
ready run
conversation?
bread and butter.
Tick it off on your bingo cards at home.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 mana.
Unlucky.
I think my commander is 8.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I agree.
I'm going to cast a Toxicrene. Oh, and I'm going to use my Path of Ancestry to do it.
1 green, 3 colorless, 2/4 reach.
No, reach death touch.
All lands have tap, add 1 mana of any color, and lose all other abilities.
All lands, period.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
all lands.
All lands. Hey, my mana's perfect.
Yeah, I'm going to put that in my hand.
That seems cool.
Yeah. Because I might even get to do something. Then I think what I need to do is I need to play a creature that's going to make it less exciting to hit me. I'm going to play a Gene Stealer Locust, and that's going to put an evolve counter on my Toxicrene because all my creatures have evolve. And so it's going to get a +1/+1 counter. And now whenever a creature attacks you, it gets -1/-0 until end of turn. And whenever a creature attacks one of your opponents, it gets +1/+0 until end of turn.
Ah.
Haha.
Haha, indeed.
I'm going to attack.
Nelson responds to the DMK.
So this is a 5/5 trample, and if I can deal combat damage to a player, I get to draw a card.
Sweet.
So
I have a 2/3 and a 2/2.
what are all your biggest creatures right now?
I have 2 4/4s here, another 4/4, 2 3/3s.
Jeez Louises.
This is tapped. This is a 2/4, and so is this.
Okay, Serge, I'm going to attack you for 4.
Do I want to throw my entire board away again? No, I'll take 4. Go down to 21, and do you get to tutor and draw a card
Yes.
again? That's fine.
I'm going to draw this card. That's
Yep.
cool. And then I will look for a land.
I will eat a food token.
Go ahead, Nelson.
Untap. Not you. Wong wong step.
Wong wong.
Oh, there's 2 gongs.
So many gongs. I'll gong all the time. How's it gong over there? Oh, sorry. I'm over encumbered step. I looked at a card in my upkeep. I think it's okay. So, it's at the beginning of combat.
Yeah.
This isn't my upkeep. Okay, great. I can get rid of these artifacts before I go to combat. Incredible. I will sacrifice junk. I'm exiling the top card of my library. I may play that card this turn. It's Path to Exile.
Bro.
Pretty good.
Over encumbered. It's hard to get out from under this brutal enchantment you put on me.
It's true. Certainly slowed you down.
Yes. Gene Stealer Locus or Tyranid Prime could go. Tyranid Prime's got all that booty.
It's very thick.
And if I attack you, my creatures get -1 power.
Yeah.
Or I could take out the Dominator.
It's 2/2.
Do you need more land?
I mean,
You go
no,
get
I'm-
that mountain you want so bad.
I'd love a second. I don't know, man.
The
Whatever.
Toxicrene's on the deck. You don't need a second. Well, while
Your-
my
your mana's
Toxicrene's
fixed.
alive, you don't need a second.
That's
Nelson.
true.
Your land is perfect right now.
My man is perfect, Nelson.
I've chosen to send Gene Stealer Locus on a Path to Exile because it makes the game easier to understand.
I think that is extremely reasonable. Goodbye.
Yeah, everything ticks upward.
Yeah.
This mountain is going to come into play tapped.
I will sacrifice a clue.
I really feel like I slowed him down. I only gave him a card, 2 cards, one of which was Path to Exile.
Yeah.
And 3 life.
I am unhappy. No, actually,
Like
that's
in
not true.
like in general, or is the
say,
commander game going?
Yeah, honestly, I'm actually really enjoying this commander game. Any unhappiness is due to my inner my humors being off, I would say.
Darn those
Mercury
humors.
retrograde.
Yeah.
Incredible.
My black bile is just messed up.
Oh, my bilious humors.
Can't wait till our group Reiki session.
I'll pay 3 to cast Frontier Warmonger thanks to Herald's Horn. Vanquisher's Banner will draw me a card because this is a human spell. The Warmonger is a 4/4 human that says whenever one or more creatures attack one of my opponents or a planeswalker they control, those creatures gain menace until end of turn.
God.
Hey, you guys can block 1 each.
Baragon sees a human entering the battlefield, so all my creatures will get +1/+1 vigilance until end of turn. Then I'll go to combat, over encumbered an Aowen trigger. I will pay for over encumbered with 4 mana.
I really slowed him down.
What a speed bump that has been.
Speed bump is a very accurate
Yeah.
way to describe it.
Aowen makes 2 human knights. Baragorn sees these 2 human knights. Every other creature except the 2 fresh ones already sees one of these triggers, but these 2 will see the remaining 2, and Aowen also draws me a card. So I can go and attack now. My creatures are going to gain menace, and they are the following amount big.
That's a good sentence.
Yeah.
Okay, so 3 Baragon triggers and Vanquisher's Banner. 5/5/5/5, 5/7, 5/7, 6/6, 7/7.
Cool.
Last question. Baragorn also attack? Like, does it affect Baragorn too? Like, is Baragorn get +4/+4? Or is it other creatures?
No, it's creatures, period. So Baragon is also a 6/6. Okay, so Kathleen can block 1, so we need to connect to Kathleen's life total for 30.
Yep.
And the one she blocks is gonna die.
Yes.
Okay, so if I attack you with just the disposable pieces, will you die, Kathleen? You'll block a 7/7.
These fools are disposable.
You'll block a 7/7, and then you'll take 7 plus 12 is 19, plus 10 is 29. So
29.
So
No.
do actually.
You need to put a real creature in front of me.
Denethor is going to attack you as well.
Okay.
Okay, so all of these human knights and the Denethor will attack you. Oh, you even have mana untapped. Maybe I'm not killing you. And then Surge, I will attack you with the Fiend Hunter and the Baragond. So this is a 7/7, and this is a 5/7.
No blocks, no effects, F6. Kathleen,
Aetherize.
what does Aetherize do?
Return all attacking creatures to their owner's hands.
I'm gonna go get lunch.
That's cool. The lunch shall be gotten.
I'm sorry.
You're
No,
good?
that's sick.
You want to keep playing this game. I will put the Fiend Hunter, the
Yeah.
Baragond, the Denethor, and the 6 Human Knight tokens back into my hand. Winged Hive Tyrant will enter the battlefield.
Yeah, Kathleen might be able to win on the crack for that one.
All right, that comes back in, and I have an evolve trigger.
1 or 2 evolve triggers.
Just one, because this is a 4/4, and
Yeah.
it's got to be lower power.
And what about the other one? The first one.
The first one, oh, it's a 3/4.
There you go.
Woohoo.
Even larger.
Okay, second main,
Uh-huh.
Glacial Fortress. Pay 2 mana. Cast Fiend Hunter.
Oh.
Put Winged Hive Tyrant back in the bag.
Ah.
Draw a card from Vanquisher's Banner. I played a land for the turn already. I can pass to clean up now.
Amazing.
How many you got to discard?
Like
3 or 4, my dude.
5 cards. I'm gonna discard 5 cards.
Seems good.
It is good. Yeah, I'm gonna keep both of those. And
All right,
that
while you're
one
doing
and
that
one.
end step, I'm going to cast the follow him mode of James, Wandering Dad, and make myself a clue token.
So,
James isn't even here. I was
no,
so
I
confused.
I just had to really like process the words that you said. It was,
Yeah.
you know, to anything else, it would just be complete gibberish.
Magic the Gathering.
Cast the adventure side of James, Wandering Dad. Make 1 clue token.
I'll discard Fealty to the Realm, Archfist of Gondor, Court of Ire, Verge Rangers, and Denethor.
Court of Ire got discarded. God, his hand must be cracked.
Well, Serge, I feel like we have one opportunity to.
One shot, one
To get 'em.
opportunity. Yep, I
I'm gonna
agree.
do my best.
All right, so I'm going to draw.
Corner theory, remember?
And then I go to the ultimate step of Vault 112 Sadistic Simulation. And I may pay any amount of energy. If I do, I get to exile the top cards and cast one of them for free. So I currently have 8 energy. I want to leave myself some little bit of wiggle room to play with Dr. Madison, so I'm going to spend 4 energy here. So I get to exile 4 cards, and I get to cast one of them without paying the mana ability. So let's see what we hit. Come on, big money. Cyber Dog, pretty big hit. We've got 1 with a machine. Draw cards equal to the highest mana value amongst artifacts you control. That would be 2. A basic island and a Wake the Past. That's 7 mana. Return all artifact cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. They gain haste until end of turn. Well, that's kind of cool. I do that one.
DM, I do that.
So these 3 remain in exile. And then every artifact that is in my graveyard, I get to cast for free. Let me just see if I can hold priority and do something cool while that's on the stack. So I'm going to pay 2, and I'm going to crack the clue first, just to see if I can maybe discard something sick into my bin. Signs point to no. Wake the Past is going to resolve. I'm going to return 2 artifacts into play. It's going to be a Synth Infiltrator and a Brotherhood Vertibird. Brotherhood Vertibird is a is a vehicle with power and toughness equal to the number of artifacts I control. Cruise for 2. And then Synth Infiltrator is going to enter as a copy of, what is the biggest, scariest creature on the board?
Eowyn.
As a copy of Eowyn. I have a 5/4 first strike that synergizes with humans entering the battlefield.
And you could cast Dad. That's a human.
Yeah.
I can cast Dad. He is a human. Thank you,
Yeah.
Ben. All
Why are
right.
you surprised that your dad is human?
You know, that's a good question. All right, 3 mana. I'm going to cast Dad. What up, James? James is a
Not
human.
even here today.
Shout outs to the pit crew.
His day
Yeah,
off.
yeah. I'm going to tap one of these to cast a Wayfarer's Bauble. Dr. Madison Lee trigger. I get a 5th energy. The Wayfarer's Bauble is 2 and sack it to find a basic land and put it into play. Vault 112 goes into my graveyard. All right. Next up. Current artifact count is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9 artifacts. So here's what we're going to do. James is going to get in the Vertibird. Dr. Madison Lee is going to pay 1 energy to give a creature I control haste and trample and +1/+0. I'm going to target the Vertibird. Then I'd like to go to combat. What does your commander do? I get 2 humans.
You had a human enter the battlefield.
I did, which is my dad.
No, yeah, other than Eowyn, that's great. So
Yeah.
you get 2 humans. Now, if you have 6 humans, you also draw a card.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I only have 5 humans.
So you just get those 2 humans.
All right. I'm going to go to attacks, and I'm going to attack Nelson with everything.
You also get a trigger from your Dominator.
Whenever an artifact attacks, you may give it first strike, a +1/+1 counter, or trample. I do that. I'm going to put a +1/+1 counter on it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, plus a counter is 10, plus a 1 plus 1 plus 0 is 11. So there's 11 damage coming to you in the sky, and 2 2/2s on the ground.
I will block the 2/2s.
They die.
And I take 11?
Yes. Kathleen, I did everything I could.
I appreciate it.
I pass to you.
I think it is fairly straightforward what should be done. Nelson, I'm going to attack you with all of my creatures.
Groovy.
Just right off the bat.
Right off the bat.
All right, we go into Rumble.
We're going to the rumble step. Tyranids are not a sophisticated people. They care not for this making tokens and putting things around places and Rube Goldberg machines. They just want to punch.
They want to eat.
Hopefully nobody in the
eat.
comments hears this line. Yeah. So you've got a 4/8, a 4/6, and a 4/4 attacking me.
This one has trample. This one has death touch.
Great. I will block the Jackal with the Frontier Warmonger.
All right, they will trade.
I have a 5/5 because of Vanquisher's Banner.
Okay, that's well.
And then I could either take 8 or I could chump block with Fiend Hunter. Yeah, sure. I will chump block the Tyranid Prime.
All right, so you will take 4. I will lose my Jackal, and then I get my Wing Tyrant back, right?
Yes.
That's really
I had a
fun.
2/4 blocking your 4/8, so my creature will die.
All right. Well, with the attacking out of the way, I get my Tyrant back, and I did connect with one thing, so I get to draw a card. Oh, that's kind of funny, because it's a rampant growth. I don't need that right now. Okay, I've drawn my card, and now it is time to play Terrified Blockers. First up, it's this Trigon Prime. It's a 4/4, no evolve triggers. Then I'm going to recast my commander for 10 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The Swarm Lord is going to enter with 6 counters, because it's the 3rd time. Evolve triggers. We got their team.
That is a thick board.
Very large aliens.
To us.
They just want to be friends.
To them, we're the aliens. Yeah.
That's true.
Okay, so now I have 3 blockers.
And only 1 untapped mana?
Yes, 1 untapped mana, 3 blockers. All of my creatures fly.
Great.
Go ahead.
I'll untap. Good work, Awen. You survived through that stun counter. Look, we're still playing the game, Awen. How about that?
How about that?
How about that?
I'm as surprised as you are. Boing? No boing.
No bong. Sad bong noises.
Baragond of the Guard. Baragond count is 1. Baragond does not have haste. Sunset Revelry. A sorcery that says if an opponent has more life than you, you gain 4 life. And an opponent does have more life than me. So I'll gain 4 life. If an opponent controls more creatures than you, I make 2 1/1 white human creature tokens. And Kathleen has 5 creatures, and I only have 3. So I'm going to make 2 1/1 white human creature tokens.
Oh, no.
Baragon count is 3.
That Paragon's back on the escalator.
That's right.
Nothing has haste, at least.
Yeah. I will sacrifice Commander's Sphere to draw a card.
That reduces his over-encumbered tax.
God.
That speed bump is getting worn down by the minute.
I did my best. Look.
You still have a bunch of blockers, and my things are
I have
on-
3 blockers, and they're
Yeah,
thick.
So you can block 1 creature again, but you still have 30 life points. I wish this over encumbered wasn't here. Maybe the path forward is just killing Surge, so I can have a turn without even. I'll cast Palace Jailer. I'll become the Monarch. The Monarch token that comes with these decks is beautiful.
Right. Lord of the Ring themed, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that is pretty.
Isn't that pretty? And then I'll exile. It's probably just supposed to be the Winged Hive Tyrant again, hey? Actually, the Trigon Prime is even worse. Flying is even harder to deal with than unblockable. Sure.
Yep,
Exile this one under the Monarch token. So if you take the Monarchy back, you get your creature back.
that's true.
And after doing some quick math, I've decided that over encumbered is going to keep me from being able to win the game this turn. So I will definitely die if I try to attack with all my idiots. I'm going to cast Banishing Light, targeting the Winged Hive Tyrant.
Just keeps going into the exile zone.
But this is
Yep.
more permanent this time, I feel.
Then I'll play.
Banishing
Actually,
light, it goes under banishing.
Does it?
it goes under
Yeah.
banishing. Yeah, if you
Yeah,
blow
yeah.
up banishing
It's
light,
an
you get it
O-ring.
back.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
still an
Oblivion
O-ring.
ring.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. And then I'll go to combat. AoN triggers, over encumbered triggers. I can't pay, even though I sacrificed my Commander Sphere. But I will make 2 more 2/2s. Varagon will trigger a couple times for what it's worth. I will draw a card because EoN tells me to. And then,
You're doing okay.
thanks so much. It feels good. I will play a Tranquil Grove. Oh, if this is in play, can I still gain a life?
No.
I don't think so, hey? And it comes into play untapped, I guess, eh?
Yeah, it just comes into play as a basic plank.
Totally fine.
A basic McBasic is what you call it?
Yeah,
Basic plank.
basic plank. Very good, yeah. I'll play a basic plank from my hand. Thank you, Tyrannid Spider. And then I will cast Bastion Protector, a human that gives my commander +2/+2 indestructible and draws me a card.
Okay.
My board is all full of stuff. I can't attack because it's all too heavy. I'll go to the end step and draw a card, thanks to Monarch. I have less than 7 cards in my hand. Back to you, Serge.
Cool. Gonna be honest, never thought it was getting back to me. Untap, untap, untap. I don't think I have any upkeep triggers. I will draw for the turn. So after all of that, I can just kill Nelson.
Go for it.
Please.
9, 10, 11. I can give it +1/+1. That'd be 12. And then even if I die on the crackback, that's okay.
You'll become the monarch.
I'll also become the monarch. That is true.
Oh wait, yeah, Kathleen gets a bigger creature back.
I wasn't going to mention that part.
Sorry.
I still think Nelson must die. I'm gonna
Jeskai high five.
wait. That was like a sad Jeskai high five.
Sure was. I don't know
Oh.
why you're killing me. What did I ever do to you?
Oh, put this one in the AO3 tags.
I'm gonna cast Nick Valentine Private Eye. I've cast an artifact. Madison Lee is going to trigger and give me another energy. Nick Valentine cannot be blocked except by artifact creatures, which I believe you have none of.
Correct.
Whenever Nick Valentine or another artifact creature you control dies, you may investigate. I am going to put James into the Thopter. Miss Valentine is going to tap and give a creature I control +1/+1 and
said-
haste.
I love the way your brain works
Thank you.
because, and it is a beautiful mind. You just call Dr. Madison Lee Dr. Valentine, which
Oh.
arguably cooler name.
That could be a fanfic.
That could be the fanfic.
Am I allowed to ship my commander with one of their?
Why not?
Absolutely.
You're the
Okay.
one piloting the deck.
All right. So Dr. Valentine.
Ooh. I mean,
Soul bond.
we do like Nick as a character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, the synth and the doctor. Ooh. Anyways. Dr. Lee is going to give Valentine
That was chapter 1.
haste
The
and
Synth
stuff.
and the Doctor.
Yeah.
And then I believe this should kill the Nelson. The power of my flyer is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 more is 9. With a +1/+1 counter is 10. So that should be 13. You're right. I also have an attack trigger. So I could pay 1 energy to put a +1/+1 counter on Nick Valentine. So that would be 14 damage.
All right. So traditionally, when someone tries to kill someone else in this game, Kathleen plays a blue spell to bounce attackers.
I'm okay for now.
Unsummon?
No, unfortunately.
How about I die instead? Here, you're the monarch.
Oh, I'm the monarch. All right, Kathleen gets 2 thingies back. Now, it is worth mentioning, I had a copy of Nelson's Commander, but I didn't have a human enter play, so I didn't get any of those cool triggers ahead of time. Because Nick Valentine is a synth.
And it's still a copy of this creature? Yeah,
Yes.
cool.
Yeah,
Still
yeah.
Eowyn.
It's still Eowyn. Now, Kathleen just had a 4/4 flyer enter play, which is the one that makes all your things fly.
Correct.
All right, next up, I've got a Battle Cat Blast, and I'd like to shoot your 4/4 with flying, Kathleen.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
For 1, 2, 3.
For 4, right?
Sorry, it's going to be 5 damage. I just have to pay 5 mana here.
No worries. It's
So
going
1, 2,
to die.
3, 4, 5. Any excess damage creates tapped treasure tokens. I don't like this design change. I like it being able to use the mana immediately, but that's fine. And then I'm going to pay.
Somebody hasn't had a dockside extortionist.
Yeah, really?
against him.
Yeah,
Jeez.
exactly.
Then I'm going to cast the, I'm heck bent now, Vault 13 Dweller's Journey. For each player, exile up to 1 other target enchantment or creature that they play. So up to, I'm going to choose not to exile anything of my own. And do you have anything else that flies or is scary or gives menace or anything like that?
I have a Trigon Prime that says whenever Trigon Prime attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on it and a +1/+1 counter on it to one other target creature that can't be blocked this turn.
Yeah, that one then.
Yeah,
I'd like to exile that one.
Yeah, yeah.
And on the up 2 on my side, I'm going to choose nothing.
That's also very fair.
Then I'd like to go to the Monarch step. I'd like to draw for the Monarch, pass for the turn, and take a second here to try and make my board a little bit cleaner, if that's all right.
That's totally fine. All right, it's time to go to drawing my card step. Well, it's a Cinderglade. Actually, it's a nothing.
What do we call it? A plank?
It's a plank. Beep, beep.
All right. Any keywords? Any trample? Any big?
They're just both of them. This is a 5/9, and this is an 11/11.
I would like to put this 2/2 in front of your 11/11 commander.
Okay.
And I'm going to gamble, and I'm going to try not blocking the other one.
Okay. Take 5,
I go
and
to
I get
16.
to draw a card. Why is it always like
Oh, and you get the Monarch.
I do get the Monarch, which is very exciting. What's your biggest creature?
Nelson's commander. I also have the Vertibird, but it's technically not a creature right now.
Right, but it will be. It's like deals a lot of damage.
Yeah.
I'm going to pay 3, and we'll say X is 8 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to make a huge aberrant.
So what are you casting?
It is a Tyrannid that with Ravenous, if it enters the battlefield with more than 5 +1/+1 counters, I get to draw a card. And it has Trample, so it's an 8/8 with Trample, and it says whenever Aberrant deals combat damage to a player, destroy target artifact or enchantment that player controls.
Oh, cool. So you cast a giant monster, and it's going to blow up my Vertibird?
Well, it has to deal combat damage to you, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was an ETB. Yeah. Cool.
But I do get to draw a card. Okay, I'm going to go to my end step. I'm the Monarch, so I'm going to draw another card.
Yes, you are.
Go ahead.
All right. So I just realized I missed a trigger. As I was untapping Nick Valentine, I read them and it said, whenever another artifact creature you control dies, you may investigate. Y'all cool with me just putting a clue on my side?
Sure. That's the last miss trigger, Jaeger.
That's fair. That's fair. I should hold myself to a higher standard. All right. My upkeep, I believe, is done. I'm going to draw for the turn. Kathleen, how many artifacts and or enchantments do you have in your graveyard?
In my artifacts and enchantments in my graveyard?
Yeah.
I believe absolutely 0.
Interesting. Kathleen's at 30. I'm in a world of trouble. This is probably my last turn, so from Hell's Heart, I'm going to try and stab at thee.
I would like to point out that every turn somebody has either said, I'm surprised it made it back to me, or this is probably my last turn for the past 4 turn cycles.
That's fair. I'm going to start by gaining 2 and scrying 2.
Okay, but I was right.
You did get to doot really loud that time, though.
I'm going to cast Open the Vaults. This is a 6-mana sorcery. Return all artifacts and enchantment cards from all graveyards to the battlefield under their owner's control.
This is why you asked if I had enchantments and artifacts.
So I
fair.
have 3 hits. I have Vault 112, the Statistic Simulation, the Assault Dominator, and Mechanized Production. So they're okay. Now, it's not a cast, so Dr. Madison Lee doesn't see anything too exciting here. The Assault, Dominator, the Vault are going to enter play. I'm going to wait for Mechanized Production for a second here. Well, no, I have to choose a target right off the way. It'd be really cool if I could do Synth Infiltrator and get infinite clones, but I can't. So I should pick one of my non-legendary permanents. I'm going to choose the Brotherhood Vertibird.
Yes, you are.
All right. The Sadistic Simulator is going to tap your 8/8 and put a stun counter on it.
No!
Second order of business, I'm going to pay 1 and 1, and I'm going to crack this clue token to draw a card. I'm going to play a land. It's a treasure vault.
I believe you mean it's a plank.
It's a plank. Does it lose
Yeah.
the types?
It
No. Is it still an artifact?
And lose all other abilities. And
It is still an artifact.
Okay.
Yeah, an ability is not a
Okay.
type. So it's still, the artifact is relevant because of my Vertibird. The Assaultron is going to get in the Vertibird.
Yep.
The Vertibird and Nick
Are going to attack me?
and Nelson's commander are going to attack you.
Oh, okay.
So this is a 5/4 with first strike.
Yep.
This is a 3/3 unblockable.
Yep.
This is a big in the air. I have an attack trigger. I'm going to. Do you have any flyers currently? Flying blockers?
No.
Or reach or
I
anything?
have something with reach.
Okay, I'm going to lose one of these, and I'm going to give the flyer first strike counter. So it permanently has first strike as well.
No!
All right, so let's count my artifacts.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12. So this is going to hit you for 13 flying first strike. This is 3 damage, it's unblockable. And then there's also a 5/4 first strike coming at you.
First strike. Well, this is a 3/6. So it doesn't matter if it has first strike because that's a 5/4.
That
If you block the 5/4.
Yeah,
That is
so I'm
correct.
gonna. Well, I'm just gonna block the 5/4 because I don't want to. Maybe I chump that vertibird next turn, and I will take 15 damage.
half the life total. All right. So an artifact creature I control is going to die, which lets me make a clue off of Nick Valentine. I get the Monarch back,
You do get the Monarch back.
and then I'm going to pass to you and draw off the Monarch.
Okay. Okay.
Neat.
Neat.
I like this card.
All right. Well, I'm gonna pay that and.
Come on, rug buddy.
Yeah, no kidding. So you have how many blockers?
3.
3. That's very exciting for you.
Wait, no, it's actually only 2. I mistook one of the sagas for being a creature. I have 2 blockers.
You have 2 blockers. That's very exciting. All right, well, I'm going to pay 1, 2, I don't know, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I suppose.
Uh-huh.
At 10.
Yeah, 10 is more than 9.
10 to make a Hormagaunt Horde with a bunch of counters on it. And, oh dear.
So real quick, what is that card and what does it do?
Okay, it says Ravenous. This creature enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters. I've opted for 9.
Okay.
And that means I get to draw a card because that was more than 5.
Sure.
And whenever a land enters the battlefield under my control, I may pay 3, and if I do, return it from the graveyard to my hand.
Okay, cool.
I get 2 evolve triggers. I get 3 evolve triggers, actually. So this goes up to 6, this goes up to 4, and this goes up to 9, even though it is very summoning, or it is very stunned still, and that is not going to untap. And I'm going to draw my card because it was huge. If I literally drew a creature, I could win this game.
Yeah.
That is my fate. You have 2 blockers, and I'm going to make you use them both, I suppose.
Well, I'm going to gamble that you don't have a combat trick or I'd already be dead. So I'm going to block your commander with James Wandering Dad.
Yep.
And I'm going to opt to not block your other creature.
Okay, James Wandering Dad is going to super die, and you
Okay.
are going to take 6 damage.
Well, then before stuff, I'm going to tap the ability,
Yeah.
add colorless, only use activated abilities. I'm going to crack this clue
Okay,
to draw a card. Then James is going to die.
okay. Then I'm going to draw a card because of my bread for the hunt.
And you're also going to get the Monarch.
Yes. I don't know if that's helpful, but we'll see. And then I'm going to go to my end step, and I'm going to draw another card because I'm the monarch. Wait, do I have to go to cleanup step? I do. I'm going to discard this island. Go ahead.
You could also destroy it.
All right.
I think you're in the right there.
Untap, untap, untap. On my upkeep, I'm going to make a second vertibird with the mechanized production.
Yep.
I'm probably dead.
Yep.
Then I'm going to draw for the turn. Well, it gets a little bit more complicated because this is going to go to 3 and you're going to get your flyer back. No. This is the Trigon Prime. This is not the flyer. So you're going to get that back.
No.
Because it says return 2 cards exiled Vault 13 under their owner's control and put the rest on the bottom of the owner's library. There's only one thing exiled under it. Then Vault 112 is going to iterate up. I get 2 energy and I get to stun something. Do you have any flyers or anything with reach? One thing with reach? Yep. Then I get to double crew.
Yep.
And I get to swing for like
Wow.
20-something in the sky.
What a game.
Holy moly.
Serge, congratulations.
Hey, well played.
Yeah.
You won the Universes Beyond Showdown. It was science.
Science triumphs over weird bugs.
And horsey girls.
Plus, this works out great because I think Kathleen won with both of these decks, which means that you were coming in with no W
I was.
on
I
these,
had.
and now you've got
I
it.
had no belt. It's like when there's a champ fight scheduled, and then somebody has to go in at the last second, and they didn't quite earn it, but they still get the belt.
Yeah.
That's me right now.
Or that time the Leafs backup reserve goalie had to play for the other team and then they won. Whoa. Right?
You're my backup reserve goalie, sir.
You know what? I couldn't be a backup reserve goalie for a better team.
And you're winning, unlike the Leafs. This is gonna.
Depends when it
at
comes
time
out
of
in the
recording,
playoff, yeah.
the Leafs are down by 1. If that changes, I pull my remark back by the time that this comes out.
I don't. Too many seasons. Hey, thanks for watching our Universe Beyond Showdown. We appreciate you. Please leave a comment below letting us know what your favorite play was of the game.
Where your AO3 tags are.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
or what your
not-
favorite fanfic is.
But I don't need to know how to get there.
Just leave us the title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, thanks. Bye.